Why hello there, welcome back to my channel. It is of course Chelsea of She Designs Things, and yes, I am back with hopefully the fifth and final video in the series Designing a Google Site with me, a web designer. So let's just go ahead and jump into the video. So in the last video, we covered SEO, and then I gave you guys a copy of this, which is the copywriting for your homepage. I discussed the tags, and I gave kind of a breakdown of what you would use as a website copywriting template. This is not one size fits all. You can tweak it. Some of these sections will actually move and be in other locations, depending on the web design, but keep that in mind. This is the information that you want to present that will give you the best case scenario for someone who wants to purchase something or get something from your website. Now, heading on back, I did talk a little bit about the copy and what I wrote for the copy. If you're struggling to still write copy, there are AI copywriters out there. One such one that I like to use is called Niches, which is NICHESSS. I got it like 2 years ago. And what's really cool about it is I got it on AppSumo for really cheap. I think I paid like $50, and I don't have to pay the monthly subscription, which is why I buy a lot of things on AppSumo. When you become an early adopter in a lot of programs or software or applications of any sort, and you get that lifetime subscription, you're like one in a few, because after that, it's like they're no longer offering the lifetime subscription, and then you have to pay every single month, and your girl's just not doing that. Like, I even have the lifetime subscription to Unscripted, which is for photographers, and now I have every single feature that nobody else has unless they're paying the monthly subscription. So it pays to be cheap and to know where to get things. But I digress. Niches is really cool because if you want to write your SEO tags, or if you're struggling to write SEO tags, or your meta description, which for us is going to be not really a meta description. Again, I talked about the OG description versus the meta description, what an OG description is, how that's going to show up on your site for Google. And then we want to talk about the business. So they've added so much more to Niches, and it's a really great thing to check out. So if you are struggling, I'll leave a link to Niches down below. Anything that I am leaving down below is a recommendation. I am not paid by any of these companies or organizations. If I like something, I'm going to tell you about it. If I don't like something, I'm going to probably not tell you about it. But for the most part, I pay for every single thing I show you with my own coins. I do not reach out to these companies or organizations in any manner, way, shape, or form. So let me be clear. Any link that you see is because I use the product or service. And like I said, I've had Niches for two years now, about 2 years now. Yeah, because it helped me develop how I want pages to be written. And sometimes the lorem ipsum just isn't cutting it. It can only go so far as filling in paragraphs, but it doesn't help when you're trying to convey a message. So to convey a message on a site, Niches, definitely Niches. All right, so now I am going to start doing the design for the site, adding in the content on the web page, and this is going to be sort of like a montage of things. I'm going to speed this up because when I design, I like to play music and just kind of, get into a vibe. So I don't want to be talking throughout this whole video because I am exhausted and I'm also tired of talking. Yeah, I'm just really tired of talking. So I'm going to speed it up. I have already sourced the images. I discussed how I source my images, but now you're going to see me add the content in. If I find something, if there's something I do that I want to explain, what I'll do is I'll either leave a bit of information like written on the side, or I will, pause the sped up portion and talk to you guys about what I'm doing in order to help you through the process. But for now, let's just go ahead and, do the thing. Alright, so our travel site is done. Well, it would be done if I built out every page, but I didn't. I just did the pages that, I wanted to show you so that you would understand what the website would flow like. So let's just get a good overview of what we're working with. So we've completed the homepage, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like now. I've made some tweaks and changes to it. Mostly just formatting, as you can see. I did decide to add an image here and in here. I thought that just looks better for the home page. Scrolling down to the bottom, I did add a footer. I didn't show the footer because for me, it's usually the same process either way. There you have it. Just collapsible. And I did end up adding some extra pages that you might not think about. So the footer for me is always the last thing I'll add once I'm done with the home page, because it'll remind me like, what do I need to add? What pages am I missing from my web design? So I was missing quite a few, like trip insurance, passport and visas, agent services, the publications, anything like that that's missing. I wanted to make sure that I added to my website footer. Some of those pages you won't find in the menu, which is why they're always located in the footer of a website. Now, moving on, I did decide to go ahead and add in some additional places. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So a traveler is visiting our site, and they are scrolling through, and they know specifically, oh, this looks like a cool trip, but nope, I don't want to do that trip. So instead, they scroll on down. They're like, oh, okay, this sounds good. I want to visit Botswana. So when they click on the destination, Botswana will open up. We have a brief overview. We have the location in a map. And then we have the itineraries. I decided to create 3 itineraries for this country. As you can see, as the person scrolls down, they'll see the carousel of images going by. That's like a slideshow. And then additional like top destinations within that country or region, some facts about the country, and then some similar experiences. So this is a similar experience, but it's located in South Africa. So that's why I decided to lay it out this way, and then fill out one page and then decide what is going to be a similar experience. Generally speaking, if you are working on a travel site, you'll have all this information. So it's not like you'll have to try to come up with it like I did, which will make it a lot easier. So going on forth, you find that, okay, I like this. I want to visit Chobe National Park. I think I said that right. So we'll go on and select the first itinerary. And what I decided to do was add sort of a travel accessibility score. And I'm using Noto emojis here to as icons, basically to say whether a destination is going to be friendly for someone who is deaf, or someone who uses a hearing aid, or someone who uses prosthetic, if they're using a wheelchair or an electric chair. There's different types that you can use. It's just those are the ones that I selected because they make the most sense, like when you look at them. So those are the ones that I selected. So then scrolling on down, we have some highlights about the trip, what you'll experience, the day-to-day, so the trip details, what'll be occurring. And then I decided to add, I just used lorem ipsum and just made it much faster for me. So days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I did decide to make them varying in what they say. Like I just decided different lorem ipsum for each page. The first day is 2 paragraphs and the other days are 1. I added a space in between here, and now I have important information, notes, services, and then we also have accommodations and any travel advisories for the time that you are suggesting, and anything that is adventure specific. Maybe there's a specific attire that people need to plan to bring. You can put like travel guidelines in here, whatever you want, some links to some PDFs if you have them. And then of course you always want to have similar experiences, and notice you can book the experience here, or you can book the experience right up here. There's other locations, like you can add book this experience literally right after this section here, right after itinerary. So if someone reads the itinerary and they know that this is the itinerary they want to go with, you do want to have that book this itinerary right here. So the flow is generally speaking the same. This is what it's going to look like across all pages. You will use region specific photos. And no matter what, you always want to have a call to action. So book now, travel now, contact us today. I don't care how you want to say it. It's totally your choice. So for this, I just have these be hyperlinked, but you can make them have a call to action right underneath them. I just find that it's cleaner for travel sites to have like, this is the itinerary. And then if you wanted to, you could add like the button to view these, kind of how I did on the actual itinerary page, which for the Chobe National Park, if you scroll down to the itinerary, did I add it there? No, I think I removed it. I added it someplace, but I removed it another place. But oh, the homepage. It's the homepage. I'm a fool. So anywho, you can, book this trip or book this itinerary or whatever the case may be. It's totally up to you. And after that, that is pretty much it. This web design is done for me. There's just way too many pages for me to try to finish and complete out. This would probably be closer to 400, 500, 600 pages. And counting, if you count all the itineraries that you're going to have, and then all the content that has to go on each of them. So a site such like this with this much information and content would, generally speaking, cost thousands of dollars. And I'm not talking like $10,000. I'm talking over $40,000 to complete. All right, so I do hope this was helpful. I'm so happy that this is the end. You guys have no idea how tiresome this is. Since I don't know why I chose the most long website ever. I couldn't choose something that was like 5 pages. No, I had to choose a travel site. But anywho, I do hope that it has helped you in creating your own Google site, and that I have answered any questions. Obviously, this is not an e-commerce site. This one's more simplistic because I did want it to be a little more beginner friendly, which means I didn't want to have to go through setting up e-commerce for someone who doesn't even know how to design a website to begin with. And again, thanks you guys so much for watching, and yay, my channel is growing. I'm so happy. There are so many of you now, and it makes me super happy. From my small business to yours. Thank you very much for watching my channel. All right, and just in case you forgot, it is the holiday season, so I am doing a Black Friday sale. Yes, I show you how to make Google sites, but I do sell Google site design templates, which you can purchase on my store, my website directly at shedesignsthings.com, or you can head on over to my Etsy store as well. The link is always in the description for any of my designs. You'll be able to find some really cool designs that I have created, and if you want to save an extra 10% instead of just the 30% off, which you'll get with this, just make sure you sign up right here to get the discount. And you have to check that you want one or the other. Like if you don't want to receive any product dropped information, like whenever I drop new designs, then don't check that one. Just check coupon codes only. So you'll only be notified whenever I have a sale that requires a coupon code. And even so, just so you know, make sure you head on over to my Etsy store. I make the Etsy store just to make it easier. A lot of times this stuff ends up landing on Etsy before it lands on my actual website because it's faster for me to do it. With the template and everything. So the first 4 designs you can check out there. You'll see that I have a new bundle on my on my site. It's the first of its kind, which will be I love this. These bundles. This is a premium design bundle that you can get, and this will include the website, the logo branding suite, and advanced setup. So it is 3 products that I offer, including one, and this is probably the only time you're going to see it at this price. So if you are interested and you really like the design for this Google site. I can't remember the name, and I'm looking right at it. That's why I'm laughing. So if you like the design for the wilderness photography, which is a premium Google site design of mine, and you also just so happen to want to have yourself a brand new logo, all the stuff. So basically all the stuff. And you can definitely check out this design and many others like it again in my store, shedesignsthings.com. Just look at that. You give yourself something really cool. I know, I'm like fly. All right, so thanks again so much for watching, and you guys have a happy holiday season. And thanks so much for your support, from my small business to yours. See ya.